Today, I want to talk about something that has the power to change not just the way you see yourself, but the way you see the entire world around you. And that something is language. You see, language isn't just a tool for talking to others. It's the foundation of how we think, feel, and even who we believe we are. Every word you say to yourself, every sentence you use to describe an experience, every phrase you use to label a challenge or a triumph, it all shapes the world around you in ways you might never have imagined. Let's start with labels. Think about this for a second. How often do you label something as hard or impossible before you even try? When we label things, we're actually crafting our reality. A label isn't just a word, it's an invitation to believe in a certain story. When you look at a setback and call it a lesson that changes the game, you're no longer a failure, you're a student of life, learning, growing, and becoming stronger. Language is the foundation of thought. Language is more than a tool for communication. It is the foundation upon which we build our thoughts, express our dreams, and connect with others. Every word we utter is a thread that weaves the fabric of our reality, influencing how we perceive the world and how we shape our understanding of it. Think about it, without language, our ideas, beliefs, and aspirations would be like unformed shadows, concepts that float aimlessly without a solid shape or direction. Language gives our thoughts form and structure. It brings clarity to the murkiness of raw experience, transforming abstract feelings into concepts we can share, examine, and refine. Through language, we take the unspoken and make it concrete. We convert fleeting impressions into lasting knowledge, raw emotions into shared stories. Imagine, if you will, the world as it might appear without language. The sights, sounds, and sensations would exist, but how could we interpret them? How could we grasp complex ideas like love, justice, or hope? Language is what turns our experience into something more profound than a mere reaction. It turns it into something meaningful. Through words, we give shape to ideas that didn't exist before. And in doing so, we create the framework for thought itself. This power to label, describe, and analyze allows us to reflect on our experiences, examine them critically, and derive insight. With language, we can look inward, dissecting our own thoughts and motives, unraveling our fears, and nurturing our passions. This transformative quality of language isn't just about what we say, but also about what we understand. Each language, with its unique vocabulary and structure, offers a different lens through which we view the world. In some languages, there are words that capture entire concepts we may not even have considered otherwise. Take the Japanese term wabi-sabi, which conveys the beauty of imperfection, or the German fernweh, the feeling of longing for far-off places. These words embody ideas that stretch beyond translation, reminding us that language shapes not only our thoughts, but also our emotional world. Each word, each phrase offers us a window into new perspectives, new ways of feeling and understanding. Language also binds us to our communities and to history itself. Through shared words and phrases, we carry on the thoughts, hopes, and struggles of generations that came before us. Language bridges time, allowing us to connect with ancestors we have never met, to draw from their wisdom, and to learn from their mistakes. It's a form of immortality, a way to pass on stories, values, and lessons. Without language, each generation would be isolated, forced to begin anew without the wealth of human experience to guide them. But perhaps the most profound gift of language is its role in connection. When we speak, we open up our inner world to others, inviting them into our minds and hearts. Through words, we bridge gaps in understanding, reaching out to others across cultures, backgrounds, and beliefs. Language enables empathy. It is through words that we can share our pain, our joy, our fears, and our aspirations. In speaking to one another, we realize that we are not alone, that our struggles and triumphs resonate with others. Language breaks down walls, creating bonds that transcend physical and ideological divides. In the end, language is the key that unlocks the doors to human potential. It is through words that we chart our paths, dream our dreams, and build our futures. Each conversation, each written word is an invitation to understand more deeply, to think more critically, and to connect more compassionately. As we continue to evolve as a society, may we remember the profound power that language holds within it. It is not only the foundation of thought, but the bridge to a more thoughtful, empathetic, and inspired world. The power of labels. Today, I want to talk about something we all encounter, yet often overlook: labels. We've all been given them. Maybe it's something simple like shy or outgoing, or something more charged like troublemaker, genius, or lost cause. These labels can be spoken by others, given by society, or even placed upon ourselves, sometimes without us realizing it. And here's the thing about labels: they can be powerful. They can inspire us, push us, confine us, or even hold us back. I think about it. Labels can define who we are before we've had a chance to say anything at all. They can shape our decisions, mold our confidence, and impact the way others perceive us. Sometimes a label is like a stamp on our foreheads, making people think they already know our story without ever hearing it. They think they know what we're capable of, what we're likely to do, or who we'll become. And sometimes, without even meaning to, we start to believe them. We can get so used to wearing the labels we're given that we stop questioning them, even if they don't fit. We shrink into them. We think maybe this is all I can be. But here's the truth. A label is only as powerful as we allow it to be. Labels might be loud, but our potential is louder. We are more than what someone calls us, more than a single story someone tries to write about us. Each of us is layered, complex, and unique. We are shaped by experiences, dreams, values, and choices that go far beyond a few words or expectations. We each have the power to challenge, change, or completely ignore the labels that don't reflect who we truly are. I think of those moments in history when people broke free from the boxes others tried to put them in. Think of people who were told they were too young, too old, too different, or not enough. People who were told, "This isn't for you," or people like you don't do things like that. People who chose to rewrite their stories despite what everyone else thought. They went beyond the labels because they knew who they were and who they wanted to be. They knew that one label, good or bad, could never capture the entirety of their journey. The labels others give us can be limiting, but the labels we give ourselves, they can be transformative. When we decide to call ourselves capable, determined, creative, or worthy, we're laying the foundation for growth. We're stepping into our own story, taking control of our narrative. We're saying, I define who I am and what I can do. It's in those moments that labels lose their grip on us. So I invite each of us to look at the labels we've been given by others and by ourselves and ask, does this serve me? Does this label push me forward or hold me back? If it doesn't serve us, if it doesn't capture who we are or who we want to become, let's leave it behind. Let's create our own words, our own definitions. Because at the end of the day, we are all so much more than a few words or stereotypes. We are full of potential, and we have the power to choose what we answer to, who we become, and what legacy we leave. Let us choose labels that build, inspire, and empower us. Let us choose labels that feel like truth, because the world is waiting to see what happens when we unleash our full, unlabeled selves. Words shape emotions. Words shape emotions. They are powerful threads that connect us, weaving bonds, igniting passions, and building bridges between our hearts and minds. Every word we choose holds within it the power to inspire, to uplift, to bring someone to their highest potential, or at times to hurt, to create distance, to close a heart. When we speak with intention, we can transform emotions. We can heal, we can encourage, we can plant seeds of hope in places that once seemed barren. Imagine the words you say are like stones dropped in a pond. They ripple outward, touching lives you may never know, impacting people far beyond the original conversation. Every you're amazing, every you're capable. Every I believe in you can become a lifeline to someone who needed that reassurance at just the right moment. Sometimes it's the simplest words that hold the most profound impact. I'm here for you. I understand. I see you. These words are powerful not because of their complexity, but because of the emotion, empathy, and authenticity they carry. They remind us that we're not alone, that someone cares, that we matter. Words shape how we see ourselves too. What we say to ourselves in those quiet, private moments builds the foundation of our own self-belief. Tell yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I am enough, and over time you'll start to believe it. On the other hand, if we allow self-doubt to shape our internal dialogue, it becomes a barrier to our dreams, a wall between who we are and who we could be. It's incredible to think that by simply changing our words, we can begin to dismantle those walls and step into the fullness of our potential. The magic of words is that they can shift emotions instantly. Think about a time when a kind, encouraging word changed your whole day. Or perhaps a moment when a harsh word left you carrying an emotional weight that lingered for hours, maybe even days. Just as words can wound, they can also heal. They can be medicine for a tired soul, a balm for a heavy heart. With the right words, we can lift someone's spirit and empower them to see beyond their immediate struggles. We have the ability to remind people of their strength, to hold a mirror up to their greatness, to be the voice that tells them they are resilient, they are capable, they are loved. Words are choices, each one carrying a different energy. Imagine the impact of consciously choosing words that lift, inspire, and build. I think of how beautiful our conversations could be if we chose our words as if they were gifts, wrapping each one with intention, care, and love. Imagine how many people we could uplift, how much hope we could spread, simply by speaking with kindness and sincerity. In a world that often feels heavy with harshness and doubt, we each have the ability to offer lightness, to be a source of comfort and encouragement through the words we share. So let us become guardians of our words, aware of the weight they carry and the emotions they shape. Let us choose words that uplift others and ourselves, that bring out the best in people, that create harmony and connection. When we use our words with purpose, with compassion, with authenticity, we not only shape emotions, we shape lives. We hold within us a gift of profound power, the ability to turn ordinary moments into meaningful connections. Let's choose to use that power wisely with love and purpose to bring out the best in others and ourselves. Your inner dialogue determines your outer reality. Your inner dialogue determines your outer reality. It's a powerful statement, and one that, if we take to heart, can transform the way we experience life itself. Every single day we engage in a constant conversation with ourselves. Sometimes it's encouraging, filled with hope and confidence, and other times it's filled with doubt, self-criticism, or even fear. But here's the thing, that inner voice, that dialogue within, doesn't just stay inside. It spills out into our lives, shaping our attitudes, our interactions, our decisions, and ultimately, our entire reality. Think about it when your mind is flooded with self-doubt. When you tell yourself, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, you're setting boundaries that limit you before you even begin. You hold back, you shrink a little, and you may even begin to believe that those limitations are true. But are they? Or is it simply that your inner dialogue has put those walls up? Walls that are stopping you from fully embracing opportunities, challenges, and dreams. Imagine if you changed that dialogue. Imagine if, instead of doubts, you heard a voice that said, I am capable, I am worthy, I have what it takes. You'd approach situations with a newfound strength, a sense of resilience. You'd open yourself to possibilities, to the idea that perhaps there is more within you than you've been led to believe. And little by little, you'd see your world start to change. There's no magic formula here, no instant fix. This is the work of daily practice, of mindfulness, of paying attention to the words you speak to yourself and recognizing their power. Just as you wouldn't want someone else to tear you down or tell you that you can't achieve your dreams, why would you accept that from yourself? You have the power to change the script, to create an inner dialogue that nurtures you, uplifts you, and pushes you toward becoming the person you're meant to be. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring genuine concerns. It's about choosing to be on your own side, choosing to have a voice within that encourages you even when things get tough, because they will. Life is filled with challenges, and how you speak to yourself in moments makes all the difference. You can choose to let those challenges break you, or you can decide that they'll become stepping stones to something greater, moments that reveal your strength. When you shift your inner dialogue, you'll find yourself more at peace, more connected with others, and more empowered to take on whatever life throws at you. You'll see that your outer reality, the world around you, starts to reflect that inner resilience, that positivity, and that confidence. People will notice too. They'll feel the shift, the strength, and the openness you bring into every space. It's a ripple effect that begins within and stretches outward, influencing not only your own life, but those around you. So start today. Pay attention to that inner dialogue. Notice what it says, challenge it when it's unkind, and reshape it into words that support your journey. Embrace the belief that your inner world is a powerful force, one that can shape your outer reality into something extraordinary. Because once you truly realize that power, nothing can hold you back. Language is a lens. Language is a lens through which we interpret, experience, and shape our world. Every word, every phrase carries the weight of cultures, histories, and identities, forming a bridge between our inner thoughts and the world around us. Through language, we give meaning to emotions, embody concepts, and convey our visions, even to those who may never fully see life through our eyes. Imagine the way a single word can change an entire perspective. Consider how challenge can shift to opportunity, how risk can become adventure, and how these transformations affect not only our mindset, but the possibilities we perceive. Language frames our reality, giving us the power to reimagine, to grow, to push beyond the boundaries of our understanding. Through this lens, we gain control over the narratives we tell ourselves, allowing us to approach life not with a sense of limitation, but with the awareness of boundless potential. Language, however, is more than just vocabulary. It is the cadence, the inflection, the subtle choices that reveal our hopes, our fears, our dreams. It is the whispers that connect lovers, the rallying cries that spark revolutions, and the solemn words that console the grieving. In these moments, we see language's profound ability to bring people together, to break down walls of misunderstanding, and to foster a sense of shared humanity. We feel its power to remind us of our common threads, weaving connections that span across borders, cultures, and generations. But language also calls us to a deeper responsibility. It reminds us that words can heal and empower, but they can also wound and isolate. How we choose to speak, the words we select, have a tremendous impact. It's up to us to wield language in ways that uplift, inspire, and create space for others. When we communicate with empathy, with respect, we create an atmosphere of trust, where people feel seen and understood, and where real dialogue can flourish. And I think about the wonder of learning a new language. Each new word and phrase opens a new window, not just to communicate, but to perceive. A single term in another language might capture a feeling we never knew how to name. It allows us to step into a worldview that enriches our own, building a sense of unity and expanding our capacity for compassion. Language gives us a chance to experience life from a broader perspective, one that values diversity and embraces difference as essential to the human experience. Language is a tool for self-expression, yes, but also a tool for self-discovery. In putting our thoughts into words, we better understand ourselves and bring clarity to what might otherwise remain abstract and elusive. Language helps us define what we stand for, what we dream of, and what we aspire to be. It allows us to shape and reshape our identities as we grow and evolve, continually refining our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. In this way, language is not just a passive tool, but an active force in our lives. It is a means of creation, of transformation, a way to take what lies within us and share it with the world. It empowers us to become more thoughtful, to connect more deeply, and open doors to wisdom we may not even realize we are searching for. Through the lens of language, we unlock the richness of human experience. And with each word, we carve out a path toward greater understanding and a more meaningful existence. Reframing through language. Language shapes our experiences, beliefs, and actions more profoundly than we often realize. Through language, we don't just describe our world, we create it. Imagine for a moment that every word you speak, every phrase you choose, holds the power to shift how you see yourself and others, how you approach challenges, and even how you define success. This is the art of reframing, a way to take control over our narrative, to find new meanings, and to unlock potential that might have remained hidden otherwise. Think about a difficult situation you've encountered. Perhaps you labeled it as a problem, a struggle, or even a failure. Now consider what might happen if you changed that label. What if instead you saw it as a challenge, a learning opportunity, or a stepping stone? Immediately, the weight of the experience changes. You begin to see possibilities instead of dead ends, lessons instead of losses. The situation itself hasn't changed, but your approach to it has. This simple shift in language has the power to reframe not only how you feel, but also how you respond. When we describe ourselves, we often rely on labels and narratives shaped by others, family, friends, society. But are those narratives serving us, or are they limiting us? Words like not good enough, incapable, or too late can become walls that keep us from reaching new heights. What if we replace these with words like growing, learning, or becoming? Suddenly we're on a journey, not stuck in a judgment. We are more than just the roles we play. We are evolving beings capable of change, reinvention, and growth. By reframing our self-talk, we give ourselves permission to become more than we thought possible. Language also shapes how we connect with others. Imagine the power of shifting from words that divide to words that bridge. Instead of seeing a conversation as an argument to be won, consider it as an opportunity to understand, to learn, to connect. When we reframe our interactions with others through compassionate and open language, we break down barriers and build trust. We find common ground even in disagreement, and we come to see others as partners in a shared experience rather than opponents. Even our goals and dreams can be transformed through reframing. Think of goals you've set that felt daunting, too big, or out of reach. The language we use around these dreams matters. Instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, I am in the process of achieving this. Instead of I am not there yet, try I'm getting closer every day. These small linguistic shifts turn ambition into action, and they keep us moving forward even when the path seems steep. Reframing through language doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending life is always easy. It means acknowledging that we have the power to choose our perspective. We can face challenges with curiosity rather than fear, with resilience rather than resignation. It's about recognizing that our words are not just descriptors of reality, but tools for shaping it. When we change our language, we change our world. And so, each day we have a choice. We can continue using language that limits, that judges, that confines. Or we can choose words that uplift, that expand, that inspire. Words that invite us to see our potential, to embrace our humanity, and to connect with the world in a way that is richer, more compassionate, and more fulfilling. The power is in your hands, or rather on your tongue, influencing others through language. Influencing others through language is one of the most powerful tools we possess, a force that transcends simple communication and enters the realm of transformation. When we speak, we don't just exchange words, we have the potential to shape perceptions, spark emotions, and inspire action. Every phrase, every choice of word carries an energy that can lift someone's spirit, change their perspective, or ignite their imagination. Imagine the power of words spoken with intention. Think about the moments in history where language moved entire nations, where a single speech shifted the course of events, where a few carefully chosen words became a beacon of hope. The reason those words are so enduring is not just the brilliance of their construction, it's the authenticity and passion with which they were spoken. They connected to something deep within the listener, a shared purpose, a collective dream, or an undeniable truth. When we communicate with intention, we tap into a wellspring of influence that is more potent than any force of will. Language becomes not just a medium, but a bridge. Through words, we can connect with others in profound ways, reaching into their thoughts and emotions, helping them see what they might not have seen, believe in what they might not have believed, or aspire to something greater than they imagined. A kind word at the right moment can give courage. An inspiring message can breathe a life into an exhausted spirit. However, influence isn't merely about choosing the right words, it's about truly understanding and respecting the people we speak to. Language rooted in empathy and respect resonates on a deeper level, transcending the mere exchange of information. When we take the time to listen, to appreciate the perspectives and experiences of others, our words take on a new dimension. They carry not just the weight of our ideas, but the strength of our understanding and the authenticity of our connection. The tone we use, the pauses we take, and even the silence between our words can all amplify the impact of our language. We influence others most when we are fully present, when our words reflect our true selves, and when our messages align with a genuine desire to uplift, inspire, or guide. Through this alignment, we create moments of real connection where people feel heard, valued, and empowered. These moments become the foundation for trust, which is at the heart of any lasting influence. At times, the influence of our language might be subtle, barely noticeable on the surface, yet it can leave a lasting mark. A simple affirmation, a gentle encouragement, or even a well-placed question can plant a seed that grows quietly, blossoming into new thoughts, beliefs, or ambitions. The beauty of language lies in its versatility. Sometimes it's a rallying cry, and other times it's a whisper that stays with someone long after the conversation has ended. Every day we have countless opportunities to use our words to create positive change. Whether we're speaking to a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger, our language can build bridges, strengthen relationships, and open new doors. When we approach each conversation with mindfulness and respect, we honor the power of language to influence, uplift, and inspire. And in doing so, we don't just impact others, we also enrich our own lives by deepening our understanding of the world around us. So let us choose our words wisely with purpose and heart. Let us be mindful of the impact our language can have, for it has the potential to shape not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us. The subconscious impact of words. Words hold immense power. They're not just sounds or scribbles on paper. They are living forces that shape our inner world, influence our behaviors, and ultimately mold the reality we experience. We often hear the phrase, words have power, but the truth is deeper than we might realize. Our subconscious mind, the vast reservoir of thoughts, emotions, and memories lying just below the surface of our awareness, is constantly listening, absorbing, and shaping our actions based on the words we use and hear. Consider this: when we say words like "I am not enough" or "I can't do this," our subconscious mind doesn't filter it out as casual self-talk. It absorbs these messages, repeating them until they become beliefs embedded in our identity. The words we choose to describe ourselves in our world can inspire courage or breed self-doubt. They can spark joy, or they can lead us into despair. Our minds are constantly listening to the language we use, taking it at face value, and using it to construct the self-image we carry through life. Imagine the difference between saying "I am struggling" versus "I am learning." One statement frames your experience as a hardship, a wall you may never break through. The other opens you up to the journey, painting the experience as a growth process. Simple as it may seem, this shift has the power to unlock resilience, creativity, and strength within us. Yet it only takes two words to reshape our inner experience profoundly. When we use uplifting language, we are signaling to our subconscious that we are capable, worthy, and ready to evolve. The words we select become self-fulfilling prophecies, guiding us toward becoming what we repeatedly say we are. It's not only the words we use internally, but also those we hear from others that shape us. Compliments, affirmations, and words of encouragement lift us and resonate at a level deeper than we might initially perceive. When someone tells us we're talented, capable, or inspiring, those words seep into our subconscious, reinforcing our belief in our own potential. On the other hand, words that belittle or demean us can stick in our minds like thorns, affecting our self-esteem and eroding our confidence over time. This is why it's crucial to surround ourselves with people who use their words to uplift, inspire, and encourage rather than tear down. Yet the beauty of language lies in our ability to consciously choose words that empower. We can cultivate a habit of intentional self-talk, choosing phrases that build us up rather than hold us back. We can transform "I'll never be able to do this" into "I am finding new ways to grow." We can swap "I'm a failure" with "I am learning and improving." And in making these small, intentional changes, we begin to align our inner world with the reality we wish to create. When we repeatedly affirm positive, uplifting beliefs, we are training our subconscious to view us as capable, strong, and resilient. Over time, this consistent, intentional language becomes our natural state. Let's not underestimate the power of everyday conversations either. Every conversation is a chance to encourage, support, and bring out the best in others. When we praise someone, offer a kind word, or speak with warmth and understanding, we're doing more than just making them feel good in the moment. We are planting seeds of positivity in their subconscious that may stay with them for years. Our words have a ripple effect. They can change how people view themselves and impact how they move through the world. Imagine a world where every person recognized the immense power of words and chose to use them wisely. A world where language was used to heal, uplift, and connect, rather than to wound or divide. This vision isn't beyond our reach. It begins with each of us choosing our words with care and understanding their impact. Each of us has the power to be mindful of the words we use, both with ourselves and with others. In doing so, we can become architects of a more positive, compassionate world where every phrase builds someone up and each word contributes to a more empowered and inspired humanity. Words aren't just what we say, they are the seeds of what we become. Creating new realities? Creating new realities is a bold, exhilarating pursuit that begins with a single transformative idea. It starts when we challenge the familiar, when we dare to dream beyond the limitations of what is and envision what could be. It is the audacity to push the boundaries of the possible, to step out of the comfort zone and into uncharted territory, where the ordinary transforms into something extraordinary. Every reality, every great invention, every leap in progress has been born from someone willing to look at the world with fresh eyes, to see not just what is, but what might be. History has been shaped by visionaries who refused to accept the status quo. They saw potential in places others saw barriers. They envisioned futures others thought impossible. They didn't wait for permission, they created. They sculpted new paradigms, transforming not only their lives, but the lives of others in ways that ripple through time. The power to create new realities resides in each of us. It's a seed planted in the mind, watered by curiosity, and nurtured by perseverance. Think of the countless innovations that have reshaped our world, technologies that have made life easier, ideas that have ignited revolutions, dreams that have changed the course of humanity. Each one started as a thought, a spark that someone dared to pursue against the odds. Creating new realities is not just about making something different. It's about making something better. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, and then daring to take the first step toward making those opportunities a reality. It's about breaking free from the limits of yesterday and constructing the pathways to tomorrow. The world doesn't change on its own, it evolves because of those who have the courage to change it, to transform it, to reinvent it. But the journey to creating new realities is not easy. It requires resilience, a willingness to fail, and the determination to keep moving forward despite setbacks. It demands passion, purpose, and an unshakable belief in the possibility of a better world. It calls for a refusal to accept mediocrity, to stop at good enough, and instead to pursue excellence, to chase the highest vision, to strive for the impossible. So let us be the architects of our own futures. Let us dream big, think boldly, and take action relentlessly. Every step we take, no matter how small, can lead us closer to building the reality we imagine. When we refuse to be confined by limitations, when we push past doubts and fears, we open doors to infinite possibilities. The world is full of untapped potential, and it is ours for the taking if only we dare to create, to imagine, and to bring into being the realities that have yet to be realized. The future isn't something that just happens. It is something we shape with our ideas, our actions, and our hearts. So let's step into that space where innovation lies, where change is not just welcome but driven. We have within us the power to shape the future, to create new realities. And it starts today with the courage to believe that we can make the impossible possible. The world is waiting for the new realities we have yet to create. Let's build them. The call to change your language, change your life. There's a powerful truth we often overlook. The language we use shapes not just how we see the world, but how the world sees us. Words are not just mere expressions, they are tools that define our reality, influence our thoughts, and shape the very course of our lives. When we change our language, we change our perspective. When we change our perspective, we transform our reality. Think about the words we use when we speak to ourselves. How often do we say things like, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this"? These words create barriers in our minds. They limit our potential and stun our growth. What if we began to replace them with phrases like, "I'm capable of more than I realize," or "I'll figure this out"? By doing so, we could open doors to possibilities we never thought were within reach. Our thoughts become aligned with our aspirations, and suddenly the impossible seems achievable. But this goes beyond self-talk. The language we use with others matters just as much. How do we speak to those around us? Do we encourage them to dream big, or do we silence their ambitions with dismissive words? When we speak to others with compassion, positivity, and belief in their potential, we uplift not only them but ourselves as well. The energy we put into the world reflects back to us in ways we often can't imagine. It's easy to fall into the trap of negative language when faced with challenges. We say things like, "This is too hard," or "I'll never make it through." These words make the obstacles seem insurmountable, don't they? But what if we could reframe these challenges as opportunities? What if instead of saying "I can't," we said "How can I?" When we ask that question, we open up a world of creativity and solutions. We begin to see obstacles not as walls, but as stepping stones toward our growth. The language we choose also plays a critical role in how we perceive success. Many of us have been taught to view success as a destination, a place we arrive at after a long, difficult journey. But what if we started seeing success as a process, a series of steps where each small victory is as significant as the next? By shifting the way we describe our achievements from just another task done to another step toward my goal, we start to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. We start to see the beauty in the struggle, of the lessons in the setbacks, and the triumph in every forward movement. And let's not forget the power of gratitude. How often do we wake up and take for granted the things around us? Instead of waking up and saying, "I have to go to work," imagine how your day would change if you said, "I get to go to work," or "I have the opportunity to make a difference today." Language has the ability to transform the mundane into something extraordinary. It can shift our focus from scarcity to abundance, from fear to hope, and from limitations to possibilities. Changing our language is not just about being more positive, it's about being more intentional. It's about being mindful of the words we choose and how they affect not only our mindset, but our entire experience of life. The way we speak to others, the way we speak to ourselves, and even the way we speak about the world, all of this shapes our inner reality and our external experiences. The challenge then is to become aware of the language we use every day, to choose words that reflect our highest potential, to speak with intention, with purpose, and with the understanding that our words have the power to shape the life we lead. When we begin to change our language, we change the way we think, the way we act, and ultimately the way we live. And that transformation, big or small, can lead us to a life that is richer, fuller, and more aligned with our deepest desires. Remember, the language you speak today will create the reality you live tomorrow. So, choose your words wisely and watch as your life begins to unfold in ways you never thought possible. As we wrap up, I want you to understand this: the words you speak today are the building blocks of your tomorrow. Whether it's the way you talk to yourself, the way you communicate with others, or how you see the world, your language is shaping everything. You have the power to rewire your thinking, to transform your emotions, and to redefine your reality simply by changing the words you choose. So, the next time you face a challenge, don't let the language of defeat take hold. Choose the language of possibility, of growth, of strength. Speak to yourself as the person you are becoming, not just the person you are today. Remember, words are not just words, they are the keys that unlock doors to new opportunities, new perspectives, and new levels of greatness. What you speak today, you will see in your life tomorrow. Choose your words wisely, choose them powerfully, and watch as they shape everything around you. The world is waiting for the person you're becoming. Go out there and speak your future into existence.